Hello everybody! Welcome back to Once Upon a Misadventure. We did take a week break, but we are once again returning to amazing misadventures of Crawl Wolfburn. Karn will be with us, and it's a return of a Gar the Stick. So why don't we just dive into today's adventure with a little bit of summary from last week. Crawl Wolfburn and Karn, having helped out a man, accompanied him back to his house, as it was along the way to Windfall, a city that they've been trying to for, well, some period of time. For I don't know, like a month now of travel. Far too long, and taking the roads seemed easier at this point in time. Anyway, along the way they ran into a group of, I guess best described as archaeologists who had uncovered some kind of horrible thing, enacted a curse, and the curse kind of possessed one of them into murdering a whole bunch of the other ones in horrible ways. They managed to break the curse at the cost of most of the lives of people, leaving the man being accompanied and one of the archaeologists left alive. Good times.
That sounds terrible.
It was terrible. For most people.
Horrible things all of us.
Horrible things.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, I hope there's not a strange rock following you then.
Alright. So it has been a couple of days since you left his manor after resting up and recovering from your previous misadventure. And, you're approaching a campfire.
And quite possibly repairing a door.
Mm-hmm. Or 7 of them. A campfire that seems pretty recent, that's going, and all that's there is this large rock. A familiar-looking rock, but no one else around.
I'm going to... Okay. I'm going to go over to it,
mm-hmm.
and pretend like I'm going to pee on it.
Alright.
What? Remember that from the first time?
Oh, I do.
Well, you're just standing over it like, like your pants down.
Yeah, I was like, okay, he's not doing anything. I'll stop, and I'll just give him a knock. I'll stop, pull up my pants, and give him pants on the shell.
Lucky you did that, man. A turtle reaches out, curved in a familiar gesture that you recognize from last time when he exploded in a thunder wave and killed goblins.
Oh. Right.
What finds you on this this road?
Well, we're on our way to Windfall.
Oh, I could use one of those. Oh, you mean the city?
Yes.
Oh, all right. Well, so am I. As you can tell, 'cause I'm on the road to Windfall.
Alright.
Why are you punching yourself in the head?
Sorry, I'm slightly distracted because I'm like, oh crap, I forgot F 20. so clicking around and I keep misclicking.
Roll 20.
Are you doing all right there, young man? Other young man? You didn't die, did you?
I'm so ecstatic to find another friend.
Oh, good. Where is he?
I just start walking past you.
Well, it is getting like late
ahead.
at night, so no.
I can camp somewhere.
I say.
Good night.
We're
Don't let the hags bite
We're
or
heading in
steal
the
your
same
dreams.
direction, and it's safer to travel in groups.
That's for sure. Unless you happen to have a shell. If you'd like, I also have some leftover rations.
Very well. What have you been up to since we last saw you on the boat?
What? How did you see me on the boat? I was hiding behind it.
All right. So
Okay, Craw's out of earshot distance to set up his own camp.
yes. Wolf is- That's like
With the
And I-
Xerix.
By the way, did you say my traveling companion pass through? I didn't find him on the island, and I decided that your boat was better than not a boat.
Good call.
I have not. Have I?
Son of something terrible.
All right. Well, you will all rest the night, and of course, you'll be sort of in your little separate camps. Okay.
Worm, do you hang out with him for the night, or do you come over to my camp?
I'll engage in small talk. I will probably at some point go over to your camp to see how you're doing.
Good idea. Alright, we're good.
Karn will probably volunteer to stay with Gar.
Okay.
Was Karn the big barbarian lady that was with us?
No.
No.
It's the PC that had you weren't there to see.
Ah, okay.
So, he is a big barbarian dude though. He's also blanking out on the race because that's what I do. Goliath. So you have two Goliaths and an Arakakra walk into a bar with a turtle.
So more like large talk than small
We
talk.
make soup.
All right. So you continue on your journey with a old/new friend in tow, and you actually come across a point in time where the road kind of dives down into this valley, this kind of twisting valley with sheer kind of mountainous pass almost. As you're kind of like hugging around this area where occasionally you can see there's a river off to your north. This kind of river that when you can see it, you can see that there's kind of this red rock all along the edge of it, and it kind of gives water itself this kind of brownish red tint to it. Eventually, though, you'll come across a massive, kind of around a curve, you'll see a massive wooden wall with some towers.
There appears to be some sort of guard post or castle of some description. Was it here the last time you passed through?
This is our first time passing through.
You may have passed through before. You do not remember it if you wish to have passed through here before.
Wait, what do you mean we would have passed here before?
Anyone, if you wanted to, in your character, having passed through here before.
Oh, in the past.
In the past, you will not have remembered this gate.
I probably have not, because I presume that boat was probably one of the first times my character's ever been on a boat, so...
Mm-hmm.
This is Craw's first adventure outside of the temple, so...
Gar may or may not have passed through here, up to him. Nope, okay.
Nope, I've never had a windfall in my life.
And the map itself does not... any maps you've seen have not shown anything like this. So.
Suspicious?
Yep.
I say, looking at a map.
You can see there seems to be some activity up in the towers, people looking towards you. Of course, is a set of large wooden doors in between the towers, traditional, kind of gate in the road style. It's the, massive logs for portions of the wall, too, so it kind of gives that, a very simple style, but still effective. What are you folks doing?
Well, I'm going to stop you both before either of you suggests it. I have heard of bowling, and I'm not going to. It makes me very ill.
I would cast Detect Magic, but I feel Tiv would probably roll his eyes.
I mean, traditionally you ritually cast it, so you sit there for 10 minutes as they're staring at you. Because, I mean, you are in the middle of, like, an
I
open
haven't always
pass.
ritually cast it, but yeah.
You are in the middle of an open pass, and again, there are people in the tower that are obviously, like, noticing you.
No. Well, if they already saw us, then... hello there.
You see them, like, talk. You can't really tell what they're saying because it's very far away, but you can see they're, like, talking amongst each other.
So is this, like, right smack dab in the middle of the road?
Yes. It's, an area, again, where it's, like, sheer, like, kind of cliffy, mountainous areas.
And it's just in between the two mountains. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Great.
You'll hear a shouting voice of, like, "Get closer!"
That's what all the archers say.
That's accurate, but...
That's what inaccurate archers say as well. I'm okay with that.
I cast Mage Armor on myself, then walk closer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll just kind of hobble closer slowly.
Mm-hmm.
Guess I'll casually walk up to, but keep Nia and Xerix back.
Okay. You can see that the guards up there aren't your traditional sort of, like, military or anything. They look more like trappers or, woodsmen. A little bit
Bandits?
rough. I mean, again, those all look the same.
Fair.
So, I mean, you could definitely say, and bandits would have more likely opened fire to you, though. But then again, you never know.
Well, depends.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, as you approach the door, one of them yells
They
down,
may be taking slaves.
"What do you want?"
Well, we're to pass through?
Just travelers on the road?
Yes.
All right. You can come in. We'll send someone to the door. Just behave yourselves.
Very well.
I learned how to do that long ago.
About 5 minutes later, the wooden doors will open, and a kind of middle-aged woman, maybe like early 40s, late 40s, somewhere in between there, hard to quite tell, with kind of this a very light blonde hair, in pretty simple peasant's outfit, will kind of like move through the doors and move up towards you.
Human woman, in her 40s, elven woman in her 40s.
Human.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Human.
That's a good point.
Greetings. Hello. Welcome. Welcome to Red River Pass.
More like Red River blockage.
Sorry. We've been forced to come to this area by circumstances. It's a defendable position. No one in their right mind would climb up into the cliff faces. It's too sheer for any kind of traveling, and so no one to attack.
Clearly you haven't met Goliaths.
Even one such as yourself would have trouble finding a place to fit you on the various cliff edges that you could launch a attack from.
Unless he had plenty of rope, then he could be a Goliath online.
True.
Craw just like does a slow head turn, stares for a moment, and then goes, "Oh yeah, this is what this is." Turns back. This is my life now.
It's a wonderful life. It's a wonderful life. All right. What? It's
Yes, it's very defensible.
it's getting late in the day. Do you maybe wish to stay the night? If you're passing through, though, we do have to have you speak to the chieftain himself. He likes to know everyone that comes into town, just in case.
Very well. That's easily arranged.
I hope so.
I turn around and give a quick call, and Nia and Xerix come.
The name's,
All right.
Yeah. The name's Mary. Pleasure.
Did Tim explain what these are?
Look, you guys are weird without them, so
Oh, plenty weird.
yeah.
I don't think Turtle Man will mind.
What are they?
A goblin and sort of like living nightshade.
Oh,
Maybe friends.
Like a shadow. A shadow, basically.
Yeah, I make interesting friends. It's also a child goblin who I'm teaching how to be a monk.
oh,
Maybe
neat.
smaller than a normal goblin.
Yes, he is only tiny, not small. And he's in tiny monk robes, so he's very adorable.
Oh yeah, he has nice robes.
And he's still working on that. Don't pull out the spear first, pull out the fists.
People underestimate you, and that's a good thing.
I know the feeling.
Oh god. Alright, where was I? Alright, you'll be led into what appears to be a small settlement. There are probably a couple dozen buildings, all kind of ramshacked together, very, nothing quite really efficiently built. It looks a lot like, you know, what could be built in with materials that are here, materials that are brought from everywhere else. Like, the walls seem pretty decently built. These, not as much. You can see that the entire kind of thing is in this sort of, like, sheer turn in the valley. So it's almost like, as it is, it's a pass. We're kind of where you kind of turn almost a 90-degree angle in here. Sort of towards the back are a couple of larger buildings, one of which is more than likely probably some kind of meeting hall or something, and a building about half of its size where she seems to be leading you towards. Just don't mind our leader, the chieftain. He's a little rough. Former hunter, trapper. Didn't until he joined and helped us form this place. He wasn't big on a lot of people. So.
Oh, not a Goliath then.
No, we don't normally. I don't think we've ever seen one of your kind. I've heard a few stories of other races. I think we've seen. She kind of like looks to Gar. We did see one of your people before, but that was in our early days, before we were truly settled, while we were building the place.
Interesting.
Yes.
You didn't mistake him for a rock, did you?
I didn't, but maybe someone else did. I can't say for sure.
I hope they didn't bury him under all this construction. Lots of people use rocks for construction, especially large ones.
Okay. It's true.
So what kinds of things does this chieftain like? Is he a food guy?
Romantic walks on the beach.
I never ask.
Oh,
God
as
damn it.
Yeah, as she brings to the door, she kind of turns towards both of you and says, all of you, and kind of goes, "Look, for whatever reasons you're here, and whatever reasons you'll pass through once you're done here. There's perhaps something you can do for us, though, and I will at least ask you. Save us. There are bandits out there, and the bandits that threaten us, I do not think they are a threat greater than what everyone passes off here.
I kind of give this, here we go again, look to Craw.
Yeah, I was just thinking that too. Just
like... Well, very well, we'll see what we can do.
They can't be much harder than that tribe of goblins, right?
you have no idea what you've missed.
Xerox kind of give this look of like,
yeah.
I'll wait here and take you to the inn and tavern afterwards.
Ooh.
Thank you.
You'll kind of then be let to enter into the an open sort of set of wooden doors in this, as I said, like second largest building in the place. There's a kind of large opening room. You can see there's a couple of side rooms off to the various area. A large table which seems to have a map of the area in it with all kinds of like markings and stuff. There's a small collection of what appears to be weapons on the walls, some mounted heads, a couple of skins laying around, and kind of talking to two men with bows and kind of dressed up in like kind of like mix of furs and stuff is this elder man, kind of a human, very white beard, very large, kind of looking grizzled. You can see all kinds of scars on his face, like claws that appear to be, some kind of animal. Others that might be of wounds of, like, battle with other people, because they don't look that kind of same, multiple strikes. Couple of points in time where, like, you can see even on his hands, there's, like, marks and stuff. He's just covered in all kinds of, like, battle scars. But again, he appears very old, too. Like, probably late 60s, early 70s kind of person.
I lean over to Tiv. I'd rather short walks with that one.
Craw, in spite of himself, chuckles for half a second. And just regains his composure. Just stares straight ahead, doesn't look back at you.
The man, after like a couple of minutes, will sort of like look up, say stuff to the people. So, you're the travelers. Welcome.
I nod.
Thank you.
I'm Grizzle.
Yes, you are very grizzled.
He'll kind of smirk. What brings you through here?
Well,
Hoping to get to Windfall, but then there was suddenly a giant building that doesn't appear on any maps.
This place is relatively new. Travelers don't use this road much anyway.
Yes, I could tell because the wood was as green as some of your soldiers.
Why are you traveling? Heading to Windfall. If you don't mind me asking.
We've been trying to get there for several months, and as I say, shit happens.
Oh my goodness, you guys have been trying for months? I stopped at the bar.
We had... What was the original reason? Didn't we have like some sort of like job opportunity?
No! You just wanted to go to the next largest city in the area. You were given free passage to there, and by chance this was the next largest place, so you're like, why not?
Okay.
And now, and after everything that's happened, it's been like sort of this goal in your minds of like, look, we only have to get there.
Yeah. Well,
Gosh, I'm trying to sell things there.
Yeah. Well, we simply were heading there to try and. We had free passage, and it just didn't work out.
He'll kind of look to you, Gar, and be like, "You don't look like a merchant."
What do you mean? Look at this
I've-
giant pack that is my back.
I happen to be, well, I'm working with a merchant who's in Windfall. We have a business deal. I guess you could say I'm his financer.
He's gonna kind of go over to this, like a little side table that's kind of got like a pitcher and a couple of, like simple clay goblets on it. He'll kind of pour what appears to be probably not water, maybe some kind of ale into it. He'll kind of swirl around and just chug it down, kind of thwump it. Well, not many travelers, mercenaries or merchants alike, travel on this road. We were different. We were folks that lived along it.
I kind of give a little smirk. You speak like a Goliath.
Your type are interesting. Fierce warriors, too. As he kind of like holds his shoulder for a second as he says that.
Yes.
You're fine to stay in my village. But there are some things I'm concerned with. There has been
Bandits?
bandit activity. Yes. Farther down the road, the direction you're headed. Do you think you'd be able to handle any kind of threat that came upon you?
Are the other soldiers that were in here still in here?
Those other guys just left. The people that he was talking to earlier.
Okay.
I mean, the doors are like open to here too. Anyway, he left the two double wooden doors.
Does he have a bow like the other guys?
Not on him, but again, there's like a bunch of weapons on the wall, which are more than likely his, including like a couple of bows, a couple long swords, some daggers, a couple other various items.
I'm just gonna be a cocky dick and walk over, grab short bow and arrow and toss them both to him and say, "Shoot at me."
He'll take a look at the short bow, he'll take a look at you, and he'll put it down on the table and says, "I've seen your kind's trick before. Those rogues.
Sorry.
The trick only lasts so long, though."
It's not much of a trick.
A skill, then.
There you go.
And I'm a little bit, and I'm rather capable. We all are.
And I need bodyguards. So there you go.
You're fortunate, then, if you've got such capable bodyguards.
Well, you know.
The lords of Windfall don't see this place as a area to patrol, to send their guards to. He kind of spits on the floor, as saying that. Bastards would abandon anyone out here. So of course they don't take care of the robbers.
Well, if they took care of the robbers, wouldn't that be terrible for you? Like if they supplied them with weapons and food and things?
Oh, God.
I'm curious, do you pay taxes?
No one comes out to collect these ways. If they would,
Well-
I'm not sure if we would or not. Never had the
Well-
decision to make.
Well, the bandits probably got them.
Would serve them right.
We can't decide if this guy's nice or not.
Very well. If we run across your bandits, we will deal with them.
Tell me, as you sort of turn to leave and head outside, he kind of yells back at you. What do you think of a kingdom that abandons its people?
Sounds like home.
I'll admit, it doesn't sound like a king who abandons his people. It doesn't sound like much of a king.
He kind of, if you kind of look back, you can see he kind of smirks again. He says, "Enjoy your time in the village."
I nod.
As he seems to like get back to like sitting down at a chair at the table, like looking over the kind of map he had spread out again. Outside, Mary will be waiting for you, and say, "I'll take you to the inn then." Follow me.
Is the inn also a tavern? Because I could use a drink.
It is.
Oh, thank God.
We don't have many rooms. You'll probably have to share them. As you kind of like, she takes like kind of look around the group of you, but should be fine. This way.
I almost want to. I'm not going to in character, but I almost want to go. Crawl with the turtle.
You would not wake up in a good state.
I don't think this is a state. I think it's more of a fiefdom.
Anyway, she'll lead you to a building that's about a third to 50% bigger than some of the other buildings. It's also got 2 stories, which there are a couple of 2-story buildings here, but not as many. It's a lot more like sort of 1-story, like 3 or 4 room houses at this point in time. You know, with the occasional larger one. This one has a kind of a little sign out front with a like what appears to be a mug of ale on it, and that's the only markings on it.
Straightforward.
Yeah, she's just gonna say there isn't really an official name to the place yet. Barkeep hasn't chose anything.
What's the barkeep's name?
Thomas.
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 Might I recommend Thomas's?
Well, you can
Maybe
recommend it to him.
Yes, I think I will.
Mm-hmm. Well, enjoy your stay. In the morning, you should be good to go. I mean, I'm assuming that you won't want to head out with it getting this late in the day. If you've been on the road, maybe a warm bed might do you good.
I was thinking a hay bale. Do you have a stable or something?
Perhaps. We don't have many horses here.
Well, good.
The beds are stuffed with plenty of hay.
Yes, but if they don't have many horses, then the stables will probably smell better.
Well, enjoy your dinners. Inside, you'll see it's a pretty actually happening place. You can see a large number of rough-looking men and women all in here, you know, sitting around small tables and drinking. The bar is pretty filled up. There's a couple of empty tables, a little bit of bar space. You know, you can tell that when you walk in, everybody sort of gives you a glance. Most of them, you know, go back to what they're doing. A few of them are watching you for a little bit just to see, you know, like, who are these people? What are they doing here kind of thing? Because you are an unusual lot anyway. The barkeep, you know, when you get about halfway through the room, will greet you. It'll be like, "Hello, welcome."
We're basically free entertainment to those who like people watching.
Yes. Welcome to my establishment.
I think you should call it Thomas's.
Perhaps I will. I was thinking about calling it the Red River Nugget, since there was a time when gold was found in the Red River. A couple generations ago. Hasn't been since, but...
Well, that's kind of hopeful thinking. I like it.
That's why my great-grandparents came into this area, and my grandparents stayed. Anyway, what can I get for you? I'm assuming since you're new in town and probably travelers, I assume, a room, some dinner, a drink, perhaps? We don't have much to offer to drink. A couple of wines, ale, a little bit of harder stuff that one of our locals does produce. If you're looking for something with a little bit of kick.
Well, I don't like drinking rocks, and I don't like being kicked, so perhaps I'll go with the wine or the ale.
Indeed. He'll get you a mug of ale.
That's some ale.
Well,
I'm not sure if that's a compliment.
Just whatever you, just a meal.
all right.
Did
The
that seem
ale
like a
is most
compliment?
certainly not a stout.
What do you say?
I don't think he's... Are you complimenting them, or are you just stating a fact?
Well, yes, of course.
Yep.
Other side of the bar.
I'll walk up to one of the people lookers.
So, I heard there's bandits. Have you been robbed?
He'll kind of look at you for a second, kind of look you up, look you down, and say, no. And then walk away.
Well, that's nice.
I'll go and find somebody else.
You're gonna get kicked out at this rate.
The barkeep will, after like giving you whatever drinks you're looking for, will head around back to a small room. You can kind of see into the room. It seems to be a pretty small kitchen. He seems to be working for a little while. As a bar maiden kind of walks around, gets anybody like refills on drinks. She kind of goes back behind the bar herself and pours some stuff. So it looks like the barkeep is also probably the cook too at this point in time. He eventually will come out with a couple of bowls of some kind of stew. You can see some pieces of like meat in it, more than likely some kind of gamey meat, some kind of root vegetables, a couple of like things that are probably like wild in the area. He also kind of brings a loaf of some kind of looks like a very grainy bread, and a kind of small package. It looks like it's like a little like pastry, but it's just sort of like one of the things where you take like the dough and kind of pull it up into a knot in it, top. I can't remember the name of those kind of things, but so fresh rabbit and venison stew. I have our fine bread that we make here, and a little package of stuff we can bake here. It has some local berries, wild ones. It's not much, but it's the best meal you can have in town.
Oh, that
Why do you think
sounds
everybody
wonderful.
stops by?
Can I request that I get the berry pastry thing? I'm not a big fan of rabbit.
Used for bread too?
Oh, sure, I'll have some bread. I figured we could split that, though.
Well,
Or do we each get a pastry? Is there enough pastry for all of us?
there's enough for each of you, for each of these things. So if you don't want the
That
stew,
sounds wonderful.
if you don't want the stew, that's fine. Do you want extra bread or another extra pastry?
An extra pastry would be delightful.
All right, 2 pastries and a bread for you, and the rest of you just wished for the meal.
Yes.
Yes, please.
Have
I
you
do
been
wanna-
robbed by the bandits?
Oh no, dear me, no. Bandits wouldn't deal with the town. You know, we're
Oh,
fine.
they've been asking for a deal? Old Grizzled didn't mention that part.
Not a literal deal.
Hearing
Oh.
this, I just slowly shimmy my way back and just slowly step in between, doing the classic wing raise in between them.
And I'm gonna say on that topic, I'm a little bit curious about what do you know of the bandits? When did they show up?
Pretty sure they've
That-
always been here.
That's a much better way of asking.
Do they have a place that they often hit?
I don't know. As soon as we moved in here, I haven't left. And I was always in campsites and small settlement areas whenever I needed to. I never traveled far from any of those. I'm not a person to go out there and do the jobs in the wilderness. So I don't
Well,
encounter
have you heard?
stories. I'm assuming you're asking about. There are always stories of things that happened. Things have changed with the bandits. Used to be, they only were looking out for some cash. But nowadays it says that most folks they don't come back. So
Perhaps the bandits are getting hungry.
he'll kind of snicker to himself. Perhaps. But
Well,
well, you
We'd
need-
best be on our best behavior. I make good soup and you probably taste like chicken.
Not the first person to ask that. Or make that comment. In fact, I made that joke myself.
Nice.
Yeah,
he actually did.
Yeah. The goblin tribe that I got my little buddy from, well, we captured an old Air Cochrane dude,
The
and,
goblins wanted to eat him.
I was like, yes, I hear we taste like chicken.
they probably ate him then.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Well, I thought they wanted to eat him anyway.
Well, you were just like, well, there isn't any other authority here other than the goblins that he basically was tormenting. So, yeah. Anyway,
Yep.
it's a really good meal. You'll enjoy yourselves. Enjoy the fine drinks he pours with it. The bread's really good. It's got like I would call it like a spice bread. It's got something like rosemary or something on top of it, you know, a little bit of it baked into it. But it is definitely a wheat bread, a very hearty wheat bread. So it isn't necessarily like whoever the baker is seems to be like working miracles with whatever this is, because you definitely feel like it's a, you know, it's like having multigrain stuff like with the, you know, hard multigrain wheat bread. The stew itself is really good. Got some
Well,
good
if it's
flavors.
that unbelievable, I'll cast Detect Magic on it.
It is not magical. It's not magical bread. The stew itself is
It's near the end of the
yes,
day.
I know. It's very good.
I see you casting that. Is that magical bread?
It is not.
Wow, that's almost unbelievable.
The pastries
I
are
But
can't
I believe
believe
you.
it's not magic.
okay. The pastries are also very delicious. They, of course, have like a collection of some kind of berries in it. As I said, they're pretty much just like dough wrapped around a bunch of cooked berries and then baked some more. So, fairly simple, and just, you know, that seems to be what everything's kept. There does seem to be a little bit of like spice to everything, that you do taste some of the same flavors. That seem to be just a little bit of hint about it, you know.
Just a little je ne sais quoi.
Yes.
Are you still going around talking to people?
Oh no, I
Randomly.
gave up after about 15.
Okay, on about probably the 10th, I would have just kind of grabbed my food and stood behind you while you started talking to someone, and then just like had the bread I was holding, stuck it in soup real quick, and just kind of like got the guy's attention, told him like pet you. I just see what happened.
All right. Do you know anything about the bandits? No. Have you been robbed? Well, that's unusual. Have you been robbed?
No one really answers you. They always kind of like, they talk to you a little bit and they just sort of leave you because they're like, and they always give you kind of this funny look too of like, what?
At about number 12, I just kind of quietly sit on top of his shell. Just go around.
Oh, after you're done your dinners and your meet and greet with the locals, you are definitely, it's getting a little later and you're feeling a little tired at this
It
point in
must be time for bed. My shell is feeling very heavy.
I don't weigh that much.
You probably weigh more
Well-
than it weighs normally.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, probably weigh at least like, you know, like 50 pounds.
About 60. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's definitely a recognizable difference for
Actually-
carrying something on your back.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. But I mean, it probably actually, I've dropped down probably to, like 45 because of our situation.
Yeah. Good times, good times.
Times.
All right. So, all of you, I assume, will go to bed. Okay.
Yep.
I want you to, let's see, to start one at a time. Crawl. Roll me 2d20s.
Okay. Alright, 7 and 15.
Okay. All right. Gar. Roll me 2d20s. Okay.
7 and 2.
Wolfburn. Roll me 2 20s.
I really want to get 7 in something.
2
Nope.
and 3. All right. Let's see here.
What about Xerix and Nia?
Yeah. I need Xerix to roll 2d20s. Okay.
12 and 11.
And that's for
Nia.
Oh, that's for someone else in your team. Nia
That's for,
doesn't make
yeah.
doesn't make no, I can roll for Summer. That's right. Let me roll that. Okay. All right. So, all of you will doze off to sleep. It will be a pretty uneventful sleep. You know, you actually feel like you get a really good sleep, really well rested. And in the morning, though, all of you will wake up feeling cold. Cold and like and it feels hard. And there's this like kind of dripping noise.
I knew it.
My, this hasn't happened since I was a tadpole.
You're a tadpole. Aren't you a turtle?
No, I'm a turtle. Turtles are different.
Clearly, yes.
You can tell because they don't speak. Mostly.
Anyway,
We should
I
put
say,
pay attention.
Anyway,
I
looking-
feel
I'm
cold and
looking
hard.
around.
It's unusual.
All of you will wake up and you will find yourselves in some kind of cave. It's like stone floor. There's a little bit of light kind of emanating from somewhere nearby outside of whatever cavern you're in. And there appears to be a set of iron bars blocking your way.
blocking our way towards the light?
Yes.
I assume that we don't
It
have
had
any
to be a
equipment
mundane
on us.
poison.
Mm-hmm. Had to be a mundane poison.
Am I able to cast light?
You are able to cast light. I mean,
By
you will
the
find
way,
like
that was that taste that permeated everything.
I don't know what you're talking about. Yep. Yes, you will find that all of your equipment is gone. After...
No! Var! He's gone! They took Var!
I don't know who or what that is.
My rain stick!
Yes, that helps me so much.
It goes... It sounds like rain!
Emerging from the wall is a shadowy figure.
You're not Var.
Is the shadowy figure the one we know or not?
It is indeed.
Okay.
She kind of moves over and hovers next to Crawl again.
Good morning, Mia.
I'm gonna go over to the bars. Is there any sort of like lock, or are they just bars?
They just seem to be bars.
Is the mask still on my face?
Yes, and not for want of them attempting to remove it.
I figured that happened. Just like around that area is just raw.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you can go over. You can see that the bars are definitely like they've been put in here, well in place. It does seem to be like sealed into the walls itself. You can, as you get to the bars, you can hear some noise coming from nearby, like some like talking.
How close are the bars together?
I mean, they probably have about 5 or 6 inches distance in between them.
I look
Nope.
down.
I'm not getting out that way.
Yes.
I don't think even I can.
Oh, your small goblin is not in here. And neither
Probably
is Karn.
because he could fit through.
Yes, and neither is Karn.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Do either of you have any spells that could do anything here?
I have lots of spells that can do anything, but I don't have any that'll get us out.
Anything useful for us?
I have light. We can see things.
well, I'm guessing they took my spell book.
Yep.
That means I'm probably stuck with what I prepared the day before.
Yep.
Oh, that's right. You're a wizard. I'd hate to be one of those.
About now, a man kind of carrying a, what looks to be like a bucket kind of moves her and kind of like clanks on the bars. He's like, yo, move away from the bars. It's time to eat.
I
In
step
fact, I
back.
just ate.
Yeah, we all
Don't eat
kind of
each
step
other.
back. He means yesterday.
He'll kind of like throw down a bunch of like looks like kind of ragged bowls, kind of just pour some of the bucket into each of them. You see him kind of take something out, kind of move it towards a section of the bars, as you see the bars sort of like almost magically move down into the rock. As he kind of pushes them, it like kind of just slides in the little like bowls of slop in as they kind of splash about, and then he moves the little thing back.
As soon as, like, he seems even slightly distracted, I'm going to use my flying speed with key for bonus action dash, so I can travel 120 feet in 6 seconds to just instantly try to be on top of him and grab him and pull him
Okay.
as hard as I can.
Okay. I mean, like, he has, like, a cubic foot space open up right now, so you can try to grab him through the bars.
Oh, if it's a cubic foot, I'm gonna, like, fold my wings in and try to dive through to get him.
I don't know if you would fit through there.
A cubic foot? That's pretty good.
In real life, the window to my truck is,
Okay,
you know, a good cubic foot.
Okay, maybe I'm thinking
and
it's smaller.
I can fit through.
Okay.
Although you also don't have wings.
Yes, but he can also put them on his back.
It's also
and
like
he's also naturally tiny.
Yeah, it's also on the ground too. So okay, you could attempt it, sure.
Anything to get me closer to the bastard.
All right. Well, you're just trying to grab him.
If I don't make it all the way, grab. If I do make it all the way, I'm gonna start punching the hell out of him.
You could make it to him to grab him, to attempt to grab him, basically through the bars. He's kind of blocking your passage out because he's right there, you know, pouring slop and serving it, kind of thing.
Well, then would it be an attack to bash through?
If you want to try to, you could either try to bash him through it to attack him, or try to grab him through the bars. Your choice.
Well, if I actually can fit through, I'm gonna try to bash.
You couldn't. I mean, we're gonna say you probably couldn't fit through all in one action. You could probably get up to the bars if you just want to bash him, but.
Alright, I guess I'll grab him.
Okay.
Not my strong suit, but we'll go for it.
Roll athletics. Is it? I think it's you have to roll athletics, and he rolls athletics or acrobatics. Is it?
Yep.
I do want to point out I was planning to try and do charm person.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like Prod
Prod
just does this.
Get through the bar and go past him. Would it be acrobatics instead?
It would probably
rather than grabbing him.
Probably yes, because you would have to go through the bars, go through him, since he is again in the way of that on the other side of it, and then get to the other side of it. So it'd be moving through his space too.
I should have used my action for that. Anyways.
So why don't we roll initiative, as you can hear screaming from down the hall as he kind of makes a noise of like, ah! He kind of manages to push you off. I'll roll some initiative for him.
Initiative, something I'm good at.
Okay.
Me too.
Hey, I actually rolled. I actually
rolled a
initiative.
1.
Okay.
I actually rolled a decent initiative for once.
Okay, Tiv, what are you doing?
Did he fall back or anything?
No, he kind of just pushed your hands away as you're like reaching through the bars, dropping the bucket of slop, kind of like splashing into the ground.
Alright, then I'm gonna like try to kind of just quickly pull through and stand up.
Okay, guess give me an acrobatics. Okay. You will be through to the other side.
Is that my action, or?
That is your action. It is very difficult to squeeze through. Worm, you guys can't fit through that spot. What are you guys going to do? Mm-hmm.
So, really look at a thing. Well, let's see. So he is. Okay, just can't do that.
While he's looking, is this guy touching the bars anywhere?
No.
Damn.
Heat metal.
No,
Okay,
I don't have
never
that
mind.
one.
I just wanted to see. I just want to see if I alter self could change size. Apparently it can't. So, let's see then. Got the bar, can't fit through. Gosh, if only I had something like Misty Step.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna cast Mage Armor myself since it's probably expired. Start with
Okay. All right. The man will kind of will use disengage action, and he's going to yell, "Guards! We have an escapee!"
So he used a lever to open that, or?
No, he had something on him.
Oh, okay.
Uh-huh.
I'm on the hunt.
As you see, like, from the initial noise, a group of, like, 3 really burly-looking men that were literally just, like, 50 feet down the hall were already rising up and start moving towards you.
Woo!
Yes. Pulling out weapons.
Do I get to go now?
One of them will go. One of them will go. Get back in your cell. We won't have to have chicken for dinner.
I am offended. I can
now you
fly.
get to go.
Chickens cannot.
Oh my goodness, he was trying to give us food, you dummy!
Last time it was poisoned. Just saying.
He did not give us that poisoned food. That was, not Grizzled, Thomas.
I think it
Was
was
it Thomas?
Tomas.
Yes.
Potato, tomato, whatever.
Turtle, whatever.
Oh, shots fired.
All right, Tim. What are you doing? They've
It's
taken
not
up.
me.
I know.
It's his
Chicken
turn.
or crocker,
Okay. What are
whatever.
you doing? Oh yeah. What are you doing, Gar? Sorry.
I'm gonna go up and smell the food. What does it
Um,
smell like?
God.
I mean, it's probably not nearly as good as yesterday's food, but it smells edible.
Well, then I'm gonna grab a bowl, sit down, and start eating.
There's probably like one good bowl left over there and a lot on the floor because he did drop that bucket.
Oh, good. I'm gonna take the good bowl.
Uh-huh. Okay. It's like some kind of, root vegetable stew. So it's pretty simple. Doesn't seem to have like a lot of thickening or anything, so.
And the guy had a thing on him that was gonna help him, or that made the bars change.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then I will also Ray of Frost him.
I mean, okay. You will not get him. The Ray of Frost will kind of fly by him as he's like
Damn it.
ah!
I just imagine how this goes. Is Gar kind of saunters slowly up to the bowl, casts Ray of Frost, and sits down.
Well, this one's mine.
All right. So there are 3 men staring you down, Tiv.
Did the running guy make it past the guards, or?
Yes. As I said, they were 50 feet away. They basically took their movements to get up. They pretty much did their move of we'll take a step up and kind of get our weapons ready. So they're in between the two of you now. They're about like 20 feet from you, and the guy's 60 feet, kind of around a corner at this point in time, but just barely around a corner.
Alright,
He seems surprisingly good at disengaging.
+1 to running like a bitch.
Well, there's perhaps some other skills he could have used, but he chose to use that one.
I was tempted to take that as well.
So I guess I'm just gonna like walk up to the 3 of them and throw a punch at one.
Okay. The one that talked to you or one of the other ones?
The one with the big mouth, yeah.
Okay. You'll hit him.
God, I would hope so.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna spend a key and use patient defense.
Okay. What does that do?
I effectively take the dodge action as a bonus action.
Okay. Gotcha.
Which is why I didn't punch a lot.
Worm or Wolfburn, what are you doing?
So he's running away. Can I still see him?
Not really, at this point in time.
Okay. And there are three guards that are approaching? Or that
Yes.
have approached?
You can see the 3 guards sort of around the corner, but neither you nor Gar have a really great angle to them. Because you're still in a cell, in a wall, and they're like, slightly down the hall.
Okay. I guess I'm going to cast... Or I'm going to try and cast Chilling Touch on one of the,
People?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nope.
Certainly not. Okay. Alright. So you'll hear some more yelling, for guards and such.
Gar looks up a couple of times thinking they're talking to him, but then looks back down at his food when he realizes it's guard.
Yes, guard. Let me actually check something here. Let's actually check. Oh yeah, okay. Seemingly coming from around the corner, yelling, "Wait, wait, wait!" to the guards, is a familiar-looking figure to you, Tiv, kind of holding up her hands. Don't hurt him. It was just a little altercation. They'll go back in their cells. Come on, stop. She's gonna try to actually get in between the two of you, and you'll hear her whisper to you, which is going to be up to you how you do it. Says, "This is not the way or the time."
Does she have one of those things? The
No,
mechanism that
you
the
don't
other guy
see anything
used?
like that on her right now.
Wow, I didn't even leave my cell. Jeez.
Does she have a weapon on her?
Nope. She's just dressed like she was.
There is nothing useful on this woman to steal.
It's Mary. Come on, she's trying to help you. It seems. Unless you want to.
It's Mary. Like that means anything.
You can roll insight on her.
Will that use up my action?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
It seems, at least for this turn, the guards have not attacked you, though. She seems to be truthfully wanting to help you. And you get the feeling that she feels like these people will have a decent chance against you, whether or not that will actually work or not. She seems to feel that way.
Yeah, but as soon as I knock down one, I get temp HP. Then I do that again and get temp HP. I'm gonna say that I'm gonna actually make a wisdom save.
Okay.
13 DC. See how much the mask is influencing me.
Can I mage hand put a hand on his shoulder?
Sure.
I succeeded anyways.
Yeah.
I take a deep breath.
She kind of puts her hands up towards the guards. I will take care of them. You may watch and lock up once we are done. tell the other guards everything is okay. They won't try anything again. They were surprised. They weren't expecting what was going on.
You mean waking up after being poisoned in a cell, and now we're in...
Would you shut up, please?
We were supposed to have them alive.
Oh, that sounds great. I love being a sacrifice.
How many times have you done that?
You would be surprised.
If it's more than one, you're absolutely right.
The guards are sort of going to back off a little bit, but they are going to like just be down the hall where they were sort of stationed, watching now. The one that you punch is kind of like holding his chin and giving you this really dirty look.
I actually point him out. Anytime you want to spar, let me know. You can bring your weapons. I don't care.
She'll kind of say under her breath, "You're lucky I still hold some sway at this place. Not as much as I used to."
They're lucky you still hold some sway at this place.
What is this place?
Look, not all is as it seems as it once was. Yes, we are bandits.
Knew it.
We are not the same group we used to be.
I did call it from the beginning, didn't I?
Not when Hendrix led us. When
I actually would say that character. I did call that from the beginning, right, guys? You all heard it.
In the middle of her
Frankly, I
speech,
did as well.
like, as soon as she says that they're bandits, I'm just like, can you put one of my gold pieces in Wolfburn's? I feel like I pay for that.
I offer the bowl to Wolfburn for a taste.
I'll pick up at my own bowl and like kind of reach through and hold the stuff closer and try and dish up myself.
She'll sort of wait for you to get back in through the small hole, which is not so. It's not as difficult when you have more time to do it, rather than just hurrying, pushing through a dude. As she kind of like attempts to put back together what's left of the slop, and it's not like terrible slop either, as Guard will tell you, but trying to like get together what's left in a couple of bowls for you. Your friends are safe right now. Look, I might be able to help you out, but there is something you can do for us all. When Grizzle took over, he changed us. It used to be that we only looked out for getting enough to survive from those that travel on this road, collecting tolls, if you will. But he wants it all, and so the killing began, and there was a number that followed him. There are many of us that do not like this way. He could not kill Hendrix. He's locked him up, sealed him away in a nearby area. If we could rescue him, we might be able to rally and get rid of him.
Get rid of Hendrix? I thought we liked Hendrix. I'm very confused.
Grizzle.
Oh, yeah, he was kind of he was fine.
He was sizing you up when he met you.
No.
Instead of stopping this chaos, you should have just went to rescue him while the gods were paying attention to trying to kill me. They can only attack me so many at once.
There are guards where that is, and they would surely not let me near him.
I think they would leave when half of their friends are killed.
There was a dozen guards coming behind them. They would have been here in less than a minute.
Sounds like a party.
Do you think you could have taken them all?
Probably not, but it would have been a hell of a fight.
I commend
I
you
would have
for
been
your
okay
bravery.
until they opened the bars.
More than likely, they would have left the two of you, who could not squeeze out of here, to starve, and come back in a couple of days.
I don't think they would let them starve. I think they would have at least fed God with my body. I don't actually taste like chicken for you, unfortunately.
Damn it! Now I'm curious.
Look, if you can relax here, and I can try to smooth things over. I think I can get you a way out. And I know a time where I can get you out. There are, as she kind of looks to the other direction from the guards, deeper tunnels through here. Ways that only I know about. I learned them from Hendrix. And perhaps I can help you use them, if you can help me. I could maybe get some of your equipment too. A couple of items if there's anything in particular you need.
Or
Book
what?
and rainy staff thing.
Those should be easy. We don't have anyone that uses books like you, so it's just been put together with other stuff. As she kind of looks to you, Wolfbird. So I should be able to get it if it's just sitting there. But it will only be one chance to escape, and then they will know what I have done. Please, can you promise to help me? I wish to change this place back. What we built here might be a sign of some kind of legitimacy, an actual sediment that, as terrible as Grizzled was, he at least united us. More than I'm afraid Hendrix did.
As terrible as Grizzle is, I believe.
It is going to be was.
I don't like arguing over future past tenses. It's very confusing.
If we can bring Hendrix back, there's support for him. And I'm sure we can keep what has been made here at least going in a much more positive way with those that would support him.
Well, obviously we have some conditions. First of all, when all is said and done, we want all of our things back. Our companions freed.
And more of that bread without the poison in it.
Yes, the bread looks quite good. And I will require...
You'll see her kind of snicker for a second, be like, unfortunately, it is a trick that we use that's a very simple one. We've grown up eating the herb. We have grown immune to it because of that. But travelers are not. So, it's just simple that we do cook it in any food we have nowadays. As instinct.
I think you will find we will eat it every night before bedtime and grow immune to it ourselves.
Very well.
And I don't know if they have any special conditions, but I would enjoy having a couple of the prisoners.
I kind of give Kron like this for what? Look.
Of the new prisoners, obviously, after the regime switches.
If you need to do that to have sex, I think you need to reimagine your priorities.
It is not sexual, I assure you.
Oh, I thought you said you wanted to have them.
Not in that way.
Oh. So like slaves.
I can see what I can guarantee with you, but I cannot say for sure if they will be. If there are those that more than likely we could not spare if captured. I know amongst our people. If they would meet an end, which is I'm afraid what we would need to do anyway, perhaps it would be better than at your hand, an outsiders rather than our own, to prevent more division between those that would join with us once Grizzle was dead.
Oh, believe me, they would meet an end. Yes.
Yes, division is bad. Math is a pain in the butt.
I would not know. I have not taken ranks in knowledge engineering.
Well, nowadays it's knowledge history proficiency.
After I say that they would meet an end, I just kind of slightly turn towards Wolfburn and tap side my mask.
I'm not 100% sure what you're trying to say by that.
All
I
right.
don't know, Mr. Soul Eater.
Well,
What do you
okay.
think I'm getting at?
Okay.
Why don't we take our break then? Because we are going a little late, but you know we got some intense action and stuff there. So we'll go on break. We'll be back in like a couple minutes. Go to the bathroom, get a drink, get a snack, and we'll resume our adventures when you're making a deal to change bandit regimes. So we'll be back in a little bit. See you, everyone. Bye.
Goodbye.
Mm.